Hello everyone and welcome to another lesson from Mr. Andersen's online studio. Alright, we've got a good one for you today. This lesson is on Etude from the Suzuki Cello School. You're probably going to want to listen to this one a few times before going and trying to play it. As always, I recommend going back and rewinding the tape and listening 5 times before going on with this video. You might want to do it more for this one. All right. Okay, so go back and listen to that one a few times, all right? With this song, it's a little bit tougher to do online, and it sometimes can take a little bit longer to learn. That's why I always recommend a couple of things that you should always have, and I will probably send out a copy of 1 or 2 of these things so that everyone can have it. So the first thing that I always like everyone to have when they learn how to play Etude is what I call a breakdown sheet. Now, I make these myself, so if you need one, just let me know and I can send that to you. All right, good. So the breakdown sheet looks like this. It's titled Etude Cello Broken Down, and it has a bunch of patterns on it with some colors. So at this time, if you have the ability to, if you have a few highlighters that you can use, at this time, it is a good idea to pause this tape, take a look at the colors that I do have on here, and then copy them down on your own breakdown sheet. Okay, good. Now that you've gotten that, hopefully, the next thing would be to find the patterns that are actually on that breakdown sheet and then apply them to the book. So the way the final product of the book should look like this. Here's another opportunity to pause the tape and copy this down. This might take a little bit longer. All right, so here I'll try to get it closer. There we go. You'll also find on this sheet that there are a couple of patterns in boxes, and those ones are not ones that appear on the breakdown sheet. There's this one right here, this one right there, and that one right there. So go ahead and mark that down maybe with a pencil. All right, good. So now, in order to start this song, I always like to start right away with the breakdown sheet. Okay? Each pattern that is on here has a certain number of notes and always appears the same way in a certain color. So this first, sorry, let me get my cello. This first pattern that we have here is a pink colored pattern, all right? And this pattern has 4 notes in it, and they are D1, G, G4, and D. So go ahead and play those 4 notes with me. Ready, go. 1, G, 4, D. Now what we're going to do is play that same pattern 4 times in a row so that we can get used to how it sounds and how to play it. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, G, 4, D. 1, G, 4, D. 1, G, 4, D. 1, G, 4, D. Good. All right. Once you get used to doing that, we're going to go on to the green one, the green pattern. The green pattern has 5 notes in it, all right? And those notes are all on the D string. 1, 4, 2, 1, D. Try that with me once. Ready, go. 1, 4, 2, 1, D. Good. Now let's play that pattern 4 times in a row. And in between each one, since we're ending with a down bow, we're going to reset our bow right before we play the next pattern, right before we play the pattern again. Okay? So, ready, go. 1, 4, 2, 1, D. Reset, do it again. 1, 4, 2, 1, D. Reset, 2 more times. 1, 4, 2, 1, D. Reset, last time. 1, 4, 2, 1, D. Good. Now that we're used to that, we're going to go on to the orange pattern. The orange pattern is 4 notes again, but this one I actually want you to do in a special way. I want you to start the first note of the orange pattern with an up bow. That way. Okay? The reason why is that when you actually play the song Etude, the bowing happens to go that way. So I want you to practice it this way every time, just so that we can practice being coordinated, and so that when we play it in the song, it doesn't feel different. All right? So this pattern is G, D, 1, 2. All right? Try that with me, starting with an up bow. All right? Right here. Ready? Go. G, D, 1, 2. Good. Let's do that 4 times in a row. Start up bow. Ready? Go. G, D, 1, 2. G, D, 1, 2. G, D, 1, 2. Last one. G, D, 1, 2. All right. Now the last pattern up on that top line of your breakdown sheet, so I'm pointing over here because my music's over here, is a blue pattern. The blue pattern is only 3 notes, and this one will also start with an up bow. A, 4, 2. So start on the A, end on the D string. Try that one with me in up bow position. And A, 4, 2. Okay. Now let's try that one 4 times in a row and try and do a quick backwards reset before each one. All right? Ready? Go. A, 4, 2. Reset. A, 4, 2. 2 more times. A, 4, 2. Last one. A, 4, 2. Good. So practice each one of those 4 patterns 4 times each. All right? Now the rest of this breakdown sheet is all scales. Each one of them is highlighted in yellow, but each one of these 3 scales starts off on a different finger. All right? Just remember, in this song, it uses C major scale, so on C and G you're using 3rd finger, D and A you're using 2nd finger. All right? So the first scale we have on here is a C scale starting from A2. All right? 2, 1, A, 4, 2, 1, A, 4. Good, you're ending on 4 on G. Try that one with me once. 2 on the A. Ready, go. 2, 1, A, 4, 2, 1, A, 4. All right. Pause the video and practice that one a couple of times. Okay, now we're going to go on to the next scale, which is right next to it, and it starts on 4th finger. Remember, we're still having to do 2nd finger on the A and D. 4, 2, 1, A, 4, 2, 1, D. All right, start with 4. Try it with me. Ready, go. 4, 2, 1, A, 4, 2, 1, D. That's it. Pause the video and practice that one a couple of times. Now the last one is a simple C scale in the lower octave. So, but we're going to start this one with an up bow as well. All right, so put 4 on the G, and it's 4, 3, 1, G, 4, 3, 1, C. All right, I want you to practice this one starting with an up bow, not because we need to for the breakdown, but because we want to have it that way for the song. You'll see why. If you're doing all the bowings correctly, you'll see how it ends up that way. All right, practice this one with me. Ready? Go. 4, 3, 1, G, 4, 3, 1, C. All right, so now, pause the video and practice that one. And you can pause the video any amount of times, and you can practice all of this with me and without the video as well. It's very important to do that so that you can do this on your own, not just with me. All right, at this point, once we've done a lot of work with the breakdown sheet, now we can start applying it to the actual song. Remember, this is how it puts together now in the music. You might be looking at this now and going, well, that seems easier than when I first looked at this page, okay? I hope that is the case for you, okay? Now, what we're going to do is I'm gonna play this with you very, very slowly from the very beginning, and you're going to be able to kind of follow each color as you go. You won't maybe have to look at every single note the same way anymore, okay? The only places that we might want to kind of discuss are the ones in the boxes because they're not on the breakdown sheet. As a reminder, those boxes are this one right here. It's 1, 4, 1, 4 across the D and G strings. This one, which is 3G, 3D. And this one, which is 4G, 4D. All right? So when we get to those spots, we'll go over those and just kind of remind you as we go. But at this point, this is going to be kind of like a full run through. Remember, pause, rewind, do anything you need to get up to this point. All right? All right, so from the beginning, the whole thing, it starts with 2 pink patterns. All right? And then follow me as we go. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, ready, pink. 1, 2, 4, D, 1, 2, 4, D. Now a green. 1, 4, 2, 1, D. Now 3 oranges. G, D, 1, 2, G, D, 1, 2, G, D, 1, 2. Now a blue. 4, 2. Now 3 pinks. 1, 2, 4, D, 1, 2, 4, D, 1, 2, 4, D. Now a green. 1, 4, 2, 1, D. Now 3 oranges. G, D, 1, 2, G, D, 1, 2, G, D, 1, 2. Now a blue. 4, 2. Now here's your first box. D1, 4, D1, 4. All right. Now we go on to the scales. First one starting from second finger. 4, 2, 1, 4. Now second box. 3, G, 3, D. Now the next scale. 4, 2, 1, A. 4, 2, 1, D. Now the last box. G4, G4, D. Now 2 pinks. 1, G4, D. 1, G4, D. Now a green. 1, 4, 2, 1, D. Now all the way down to open C. C. Good. That last note's a long half note. All right. Now, I want you to do your best with this one. Okay, this one is hard to teach online. Okay, it's much easier for me to teach this one in person, where I can really see how you're doing. So, as you're practicing, remember to take videos of yourself and send them to me, even if it's not your best performance. Even if you're struggling, I want to see how you're doing so that I can help you and see what we can do better. All right? All right? Send me it so that I can hear it and I can offer you feedback. Okay? Good. Now, also, stick around or stay tuned for in the coming days. I may also send out a bonus version of this song where you learn to play it using double notes, like this. Okay, now I'm not going to have you do that with this one. I want you to just practice what we have done first before we get into that. All right? The bonus video will come at another time. All right? Good. Best of luck to all of you. Thank you for watching, and happy practicing.